This is TWiT.
Apparently, Amazon is getting further and further into its ambitions of kind of revitalizing the health industry. They announced its intent to buy One Medical, which is a San Francisco chain of primary healthcare clinics. Although One Medical, from what I understand, I wasn't super familiar with this before kind of hearing about this news and reading up a little bit about it, is like technologically powered. So it's not just like primary healthcare clinics. It's got a technological kind of backbone to it, kind of like a self-service sort of approach for
like
primary care and telehealth.
Is this like forward? There's like a chain of medical offices that they have like very high tech sort of experience when you go in. I think it's similar to this. It's like there's a real heavy focus on like forward trajectory technology and like medicine.
Okay. Yeah,
digital services.
Right.
I think One Medical was like aimed at probably like millennials and people so as an addition to health insurance. So when I worked at Medium, we had this as a benefit, like it was an extra benefit in addition to medical insurance. It was just easier and faster. They got in a little bit of trouble because I think right when vaccines came out, they like sort of offered to have people who had One Medical skip the line.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they're... so it's like they're just like a disruptor, like Uber and taxis or Airbnb and hotels. That's their thing. Right.
So Amazon's $3.9 billion all cash deal to acquire. And of course, everyone jumps to the obvious place, which is, okay, do we trust Amazon to be that hands-on with our medical information? If you happen to be with One Medical, saw a lot of people online who were like, oh, seriously, like I'm out. If Amazon's in, I'm out. I'm not comfortable with that. So yeah, that's undeniably that's an easy place to go. This isn't Amazon's only foray into this either. They bought PillPack however many years ago, and that's the kind of like the automated kind of mail order pill delivery service for medication. Of course, Whole Foods, which isn't health care, but it is healthy living. So Amazon kind of has this whole thing going on right now. But does this concern any of you as far as Amazon being the puppet master in control of this healthcare wing, so to speak?
They're obviously going to use your data.
Yeah, anytime any company says, like, we're not going to do that, and then they do that. And,
they do inevitably,
and then they get sort of slapped by the government, and they get like a $30,000 fine or something, which is essentially like the executive lunch budget for the day. It's always concerning when any of these big companies continue to consolidate more ways to get your data, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's I don't know. I don't know if
it's really prickly. Yeah. It's really prickly. It's like just a real thorny kind of place to be in, because the thing is, technically they would have to keep that information private, but also, there's the argument that could be made where it's like, oh, it's the data is anonymous. And we make sure that it's anonymous before it's used by Amazon Prime or but the thing is like, it's going to know it's you, right? Like if you're going to a One Medical facility, your phone is there, your geolocation, if you have any location services on it, and you have the Amazon app. It's just, there's going to be a lot of coincidences with your data, right? It's just going to be, what a coincidence. You got diagnosed with diabetes, and now Amazon is going to recommend to you, like, here's all these sponsored, insulin pumps that we could recommend to you. And you can use your FSA and like all this other stuff. So I feel, it always makes me feel icky when like a big tech company buys a company that's in a completely different services vertical. It's just a little weird, and it sketches me out a little bit. I hate saying this, was like, I'm not going to stop using Amazon. Like, I need that convenience in a lot of ways. Like, and there's a lot of things that I need. Like, I'm a hypocrite. I fully admit it. But also it's just like, that kind of thing is like, I don't know that I could do it. I don't know that I could give my health data a company like Amazon. But then it's like, how much do they already know about you, right? Like, because if you are a diabetic, let's say you buy some supplies on Amazon, they probably have an idea that you or someone in your household has a certain health condition. So, or is in a bucket of a bucket that includes a myriad of health conditions that have similar symptoms or similar care instructions. So, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Well, and if they do know that about you, what exactly are they doing with that information if they know that about you, right? Like, it's not like they're selling, it's Amazon, so their business is not selling that information that we know of to someone else, but it is about like their myriad ways that all of their services tie into each other. Like, I can almost imagine, going to the front desk after, getting a health checkup, and they're like, do you have the Amazon Prime app? And you scan the QR code and you get like a discount on the way out or something like that,
Well, no, if you have Prime, you'll get a discount on your prescription. That's going to be the thing, right? It's like you're going to get some discount on your prescription, or you walk into a Whole Foods or an Amazon Fresh and it pings you and says, hey, like, you have high cholesterol. You should try these foods, or, sponsored foods or whatever. Like, I can see that very easily happening, where it's like, oh, hey, like, your doctor knows you have keto. Like, here's some keto friendly food options, things like that. I can see that happening because your shopping data, if you're using Amazon already, is that data is already being like sorted out in that way. They know that stuff about you.
And there's also the concern that people in the household share an Amazon account. No one has an individual, there's not like 5 people in the house who all have their individual Amazon account. The entire family uses one Amazon account. But if someone goes to the doctor and they're diagnosed with something that they don't want the rest of the house to know about, whether it's their parents or their spouse or their partner or whoever, the last thing that person wants is for someone else in the family to hop on Amazon and find this, like, you have hemorrhoids or something, it's just something that's
here's your preparation age.
Here's your preparation age, or something worse, there's pregnancies, or cancers, or there's a lot of things that people, we don't know how people's lives are. We don't know like what kind of relationships they're in. A lot of relationships are extremely abusive. If you are pregnant and your abusive partner finds out via an app, just logging on to Amazon when you were about to go, to have some, take care of the pregnancy because you do not want to have a child with this horrible person. Well, now you've just created this whole huge mess for this individual because you decided you wanted to share data to help people buy stuff.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that, I mean, with the Dobbs decision and Roe v. Wade, now that data, that information becomes like more important than ever. And we all know Amazon hasn't been the greatest at resisting subpoenas from law enforcement with Ring doorbells and other home devices, smart home devices they have. So, this is like it's a real touchy thing. I mean, people's health data is just like one of the most, it's like health finances. I mean, there's like some buckets of data that are just really sensitive. So I mean, they're really, I think I would hope that regulators would make sure that they, really kind of locked it down. But again, like you said, Roberto, it's like, they'll just be like, oh, well, we did it. And like, oops, whoops, we were mishandling the data this whole time. And it's just like, we see this over and over and over again. It's just, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. It's a pattern of behavior. It's not a thing that's like, oh, well, they made one mistake, like they messed up this time. And it's like, no, this is pretty regular across so much of the industry.
Right. Well, Amazon in buying One Medical definitely signals at least their understanding that they are going to be placed under a lot of scrutiny, a lot of regulatory oversight as a result of this. But how much impact is that actually going to have? The other thing that we talked about the story briefly on Tech News Weekly, me and Micah Sargent on Thursday, and one of the things that we ended up talking about is like we live in a country where healthcare is just so filled with holes. Like it's a horrible situation here for healthcare for a large, swath of the population compared to other countries where healthcare is paid for everyone. And, here you have to pay through your teeth. If something like an Amazon buy of a primary care health, business like this is able to offer healthcare that enables people who couldn't have afforded it prior to now suddenly afford it, And, obviously there is the caveat of, okay, yeah, but the data, complications around that and everything. But that's also that is a benefit, right? Like being able to enable people who couldn't have afforded healthcare before to suddenly do that in a country where it's just a broken system. Ugh. At least there's something there. But who knows if that's what we're even going to see from Amazon? I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves from, kind of the Prime ethos, as it were.
My Amazon Prime comes with dental.
Yeah. One tooth for free. And
one free tooth for every $200 I spend. I'm like, I spent. I know.
I would rather not have.
If you have Prime, they'll upgrade your crown from metal to just porcelain. That'll be so nice. Prime porcelain.
Prime porcelain.
I would rather not have Jeff Bezos solve our healthcare crisis.
I know, right? Totally.
I mean, in a nutshell, that's really what it boils down to, right?
And he's not building super yachts or buying places with 50-something toilets. He's like, you know what I should fix? Healthcare.
Well, but Megan, allow me to release that kind of that tension that you have around Bezos, because it's not Bezos, it's Jassy. So, do you trust Jassy?
True. You're right.
You can trust Jassy.
Yeah.
With your healthcare.
It's like new Coke. Yeah,
I feel like,
better.
I feel like I know so little about Jassy. Not that I know a ton about Bezos, but I feel like I do compared to Jassy. I don't know. Do I want Jassy?
I don't want to know anything about billionaires or super rich people anymore. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to hear about you. Just go. You have so much money. Just please leave the internet and go and just do whatever with your money. You good, bad, or indifferent. Just leave us all alone. We're all just trying to enjoy being online until it ends.
Until the collapse of society, can you just go away?
And then ends. That's it.
Right before society collapses, just give us your location so we can go steal your boats and your houses, and we can eat all your food.
I'll need your super yacht for Waterworld. When that happens, that's our Mad Max. I'll need some crawler, some desert crawler that's like 50 bedrooms. Fine, whatever. A sand crawler. I need a Jawa sand crawler. That's what I need.
That's all we need.
Until then, please, billionaires, if you're listening, stay off. Just get off the internet, please. Just don't be on the internet. I'm begging you.